65 of my daily video vlogs. Can you believe it? 65. And it's March the 23rd, 2015. And man, what a beautiful day. It's just spring just a couple days ago. And it seemed like we were hitting ice storms, and it was just people just buying all the milk and the bread. And here now, 83, 84, 85. I think Sunday it was 87. Welcome to North Carolina. I have ice storms one day and 87 the next. But I say that every year. And soon we'll be turning the air conditioning on. In fact, I think there was one day last week that my kids begged me to turn on the air conditioning. And I was like, no. Go turn on a fan. It's like, oh, it's 83. And I go turn on a fan. That's what I say. We had just bought fuel for the fuel tank. We just spent $400 in fuel to keep the house warm. And 3 days later, air conditioning, which runs off of the different fuel. So that's my life. Oh, but it's alright. I have plenty of fuel in there for the start of winter next year. Didn't have it this year. First cold day, I had to spend $450 to fill the tank up partially. Boy, that hurts. $450. And that was only 100 gallons of fuel, which doesn't even last a month. My house is... I think I have a video of the... I don't know if I showed you the inside of the house, but the ceilings in here are, I think, 12 foot tall. The house was made in 1906, and I like it, except for the heating and the cooling. The insulation of the house is not that great, but I would rather have it than not. We used to rent. We rented for... Me and Amanda have been married 25 years, and for 23 and a half we rented. So for 23 and a half years we paid, the last place we rented was $1,300 a month because our family size, we needed more rooms. And heating and cooling wasn't too bad because it was a fairly new house. So, my mortgage on this house is much lower than the rent. But my heating and cooling are way higher because it's a much bigger house. So it's about a wash if you consider the rent and the electric and all that for the other, and you add up all that stuff and it equals about the same. So I guess I would rather own, even though I need to paint and I have to worry about termites and what happens if the furnace burns up. Just have to start saving, At the other place when you rented, just call the landlord. So I guess there's pluses and negatives of everything. But what I wanted to talk to you today, let me move some things out of my way, is here. What I wanted to talk to you today was something that I have always wanted to see. From the time I heard about this in high school, I wanted to see this. And I have searched the internet and searched it, couldn't find it until now. So I'm going to link a video right here on the screen. It is, I'm reading the screen now because I don't remember all of the information. Physicist Brian Cox of VBC2. He does an experiment in the world's largest vacuum chamber of a bowling ball and a feather, or a bunch of feathers in this case. And they walk through telling you, about this vacuum chamber, the largest in the world, how it was created for nuclear testing, and they use it for NASA and what have you. So it takes 3 hours to pump out all the oxygen because it's a very large, he says aluminium, because he's British, aluminum tube, and is reinforced by concrete because of the pressure from the outside. If they didn't reinforce it with concrete, would actually then make the tube explode. And there goes the science projects. Anyway, oh, did you hear that? Anyway, they do these experiments, and this has been one that's on the list. They dropped a bowling ball and a feather. Now, they did the test before without the vacuum, and of course the bowling ball came down and went bam into this big square thing. And the feathers just floated down like you would expect. And so I've always heard that if there was no air in a vacuumed tube where there's no air, everything sucked out, everything falls at the same rate. And it really is incredible to see it actually happen. So I thought that was interesting to me because I'm not a big science person by any means. I mean, I did go to school for engineering. I have an engineering degree, albeit an associate's degree. I have a 2-year degree in engineering. So I'm not a big science person, but I thought this was so interesting to watch, and I think maybe you would like it. So there you go. So I'm going to link it right over there. There's another picture right here of it, and you go and watch it. And that's really all I had for you today. Nothing really exciting happened in the computer store. Just a normal day. And looking at some other aspects, I'm talking with some people about doing some different things, which I can't really discuss. But things are going to change, I really believe, soon, and hopefully for the better, as far as the way we do business. Someday I'll have to talk to you about one of the things that we started when we opened this business up 18 and a half years ago was a dial-up internet service. And I can talk to you about how that worked and what happened with the dial-up service and how it just fell off like a cliff. And I think that part of our business is coming to an end. We've had it for 18 and a half years. And, there's certain costs involved in running it. And we're at, I think, the threshold of customers' revenue to cost is becoming, it used to be like this, revenue, cost. And whenever, it was like this at one point, revenue, cost, beautiful design. And high speed came in and went, phew. And for about 5 years, it's not worth throwing away if you're making some money, especially whenever you don't really have to do any tech support anymore for the few customers you have. Right about there, and through our tax work, finding out where we make money, we find out that it's either revenue is just above cost or just below cost. And if it's below cost, there is no use having it. And at one point, if it's just above cost, it isn't worth having either, because you have other costs more than just providing the service. You do have tech costs as far as people calling in when they have a problem. You have billing again. The person doesn't pay for 3 months, billing again, and you've sent out $1.50 or whatever in stamps to get your money, so that all your revenue just hits the bottom. So I think that part of the business is going to come to an end. Sad to say, at one point in time, between several of our locations, we had over 2,000 dial-up customers. And at one point, we could have sold it, and it just like from 1 month to the next, we just kept losing customers. Till then, nobody would buy it. And we kept it on because it wasn't losing money. It's been about 3 years since it's been straddling the fence of financial security. Just right there. And it isn't going up because dial-up customers are dropping off. Now we have also domain hosting. And if you are in the crowd and you've watched the video this far and you want quality domain hosting for $9 a month, send me a link. And we can email back and forth because we have domain hosting with residual backup, and you can do do a store, you can do a WordPress, straight HTML, whatever you want. Pretty much if you want it, we can do it, and we can do it for under $10 a month. And if you pay for a year, you can get it for $100 a year, which is like, I don't know, 8 something a month if you pay for it all at one time. So, and that part of our business is still going strong because we can compete. I mean, there are some discount places that offer $5 a month, but they don't offer any support. But at $10 a month, it's right there in the middle of everybody. And because we're a small company, we can provide better service than most. Most places don't care about their customers, and I've never had that attitude about caring about customers. I guess I've never been in a position to have the opportunity to have so many customers that I didn't care. I mean, even when I had 2,000 customers, if I lost one dial-up customer, I would want to know why. I would actually send them a survey, say, is there a reason? Did we not do our part of it? You didn't like me? When I answered the phone, did I not say hello with a cheerful smile on the phone? So I've always cared about our customers, just the way I am. And so I've never had enough customers where I didn't care. I would hope that someday I hope that I never get that way someday, that I don't care. That I take my customers for granted to the point where I could take them or leave them. I mean, I know a lot of businesses that are like that think that their customers are irrelevant, if I could speak. And I just don't see how that's possible to think of a customer as you don't have to have it. Blows my mind away when I walk into a place and the owner or manager or whatever acts like I don't matter. So I go somewhere that they do matter. That's what you have to do. Getting mad, stomping, arguing usually is not going to make you get your way unless you have somebody who cares. And then at that point you probably won't get to the point where you're stomping and arguing and fighting. It's that when you get to a manager or an owner of a company who doesn't care, doesn't give a flip about your opinion about it, how you've been treated, doesn't try to solve your problem, that's the time when you need to walk out the door and, basically vote with your feet. Like in this part of the country we have Lowe's and Home Depot. And I like them both. Now there's a Lowe's in my hometown, so I go there. But I tell you what, if I was treated badly in Lowe's, I would go to Home Depot. I wouldn't stand there and argue with the manager. I would just leave and spend my money at Home Depot. And there's sometimes in our business that people come in and they have expectations, like they say, I want you to, fix the viruses. And so you clean the viruses, and then you call them up and say, well, I noticed that your webcam wasn't working. And then they want you to fix that for free because you found out the problem. And then let's say you fix the webcam and you find out their battery is no good. Then they want to get mad at you because the battery's not good. Like you had anything to do with it. At that point, it's hard to make them satisfied. But I try the best I can. Anyway, this video has gone way too long. And I've got to get going to bed because it's late. I got to get up tomorrow to work on more computers. So, again, go and watch the video. I have the link in the description if you haven't already clicked on it. It is in my opinion, a really great video about it. And so, just so you know, they both fall at the same rate. It's pretty outstanding to watch them both fall at the same time. Just outstanding. Anyway, YouTube, it was nice talking to you. I really would love to hear from you. So leave a comment and press subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And give a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm doing a good or bad job. So if you don't like me, leave a negative thumbs down. But have a good day, YouTube. Goodbye.